The FYCoDcast is not endorsed by Activision, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, or any of the studios working on the franchise. Call of Duty is rated M for mature by the Entertainment Software Rating Board. Please respect the ratings.
Hello all. Welcome to the FYCoDcast. It's 2013. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope that your 2013 has gone pretty well. My name is Tyson Matsuki. I'm the producer and main host of the FYCoDcast. We're debuting a new season starting now, where we hope to offer things that'll make you come back month after month to get to listen to us. And we started the month on the right track. I actually managed to get back my original co-host, Gabie Jackman, or as she known on the internet as BlackKrystel. What I have here is a YouTube personality, gamer, singer, dreamer, and she's a Floridian. Say holla, Crystal. Hi, Gabie.
Whatever, everybody.
Yeah, it's kind of awkward, but Florida, the place of the sun, it's kind of like a second Puerto Rico up there, for some reason.
Pretty much.
Okay, so with that in mind, we kick off the podcast with the news call.
News call. Displace all the information effectively.
All right, so first off, we're going to talk about the new Black Ops DLC that's been announced. It's got 4 glorious maps and a new zombie map, which I'm so excited for, you don't even know. The maps are Hydro Grind, Downhill, which is like a snowy map, and Mirage, which is deserty, but it's also like China looking, and I'm like so excited because I love Asian stuff, and I just saw it and I was just like, I literally fangirled out for like a whole 30 seconds. I had to pause the video and was like hyperventilate because I didn't know what to do. I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, they read my mind. I didn't have to say anything. They know.
So basically, Crystal is like, take my money, Treyarch, take my money.
They already have my money. I have the season pass.
I haven't managed to buy it. I've been so broke, you don't even know. But I have to buy the DLC a la carte. And if I buy the first DLC like that, I'm sorry, but I'm not getting the season pass. So I hope my Nuketown Zombies comes up later in a DLC pack. Okay, so
I don't know. You might have to wait like a year.
I don't mind. Like like in Black Ops, everybody who bought it in the beginning had access to the World of War zombie maps, and I got it for the PlayStation 3. I actually got the voucher to download all of them, but then back in fast forward to June of 2011, they offered that as part of the standalone zombie map pack collection, and people were pretty excited. So at least I'm hoping that'll happen. But let's get to the maps. One thing I noticed is that Treyarch is playing around with the concept of interactive maps. I don't know if you remember the example that comes to mind is this map in the original Black Ops called Kowloon. It was a map set on rooftops, and then Treyarch made a big deal about how you can kind of like take a cable and just jump into the other area, but you were hugely exposed. There were a few maps in Black Ops that were like that, and we see Treyarch here playing with that same concept. One Hydro with the whole spillway that'll actually flood, and if you're there, it'll kill you. And Downhill when you're killed by a 4-mile-per-hour gondola. if you're on this track.
That's probably going to end up being me because I'm going to be sniping and just get hit by it. I just know it. I see it now. Like, I can envision my death in that map. It's so sad.
You could use the you could use the snow dunes because it's a hugely open map. You don't get at least for me, at least for one bit from what I saw, there were plenty of places to map. What would be fun, I think, was a sniper from the gondola. Like
Yes,
it really adds a dimension of. But I can see some very fun search and destroy matches on there for some
for real.
reason. When the last player kind of like decides to camp on the gondola and then people like tongue is running out and then you get killed and it was from the gondola. You fucking camper! Everybody in the lobby just kind of like wah, 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 wah.
I can see it.
Okay, so for the interactive maps, that's pretty much done. Grind is kind of interesting because it really shows that Treyarch did work on the Tony Hawk Pro Skater in the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games, although that was for Neversoft, but Treyarch was responsible for some of the ports, especially Dreamcast and the original Xbox. How do you feel about that map?
I kind of like what they wanted and envisioned for us to play, but I have this feeling that it's not gonna work out that way. We really do like when we play, we do rely on like just straight surfaces, and throwing slants at us is totally gonna mess us up. Like I can just imagine me running and then I'm trying to run up a wall and it's not working. I'm gonna freak out. Like there's no cover. It looks like there's no cover, like because everything's curved, and I'm sitting here like I don't know what to do with myself.
Maybe that's what Treyarch wants, actually, because they pretty much want to bring new stuff to the table. Also, okay, Crystal, stand down, Mirage, the one in China. What do you think about it?
It's amazing. I don't even care.
Do you-
Like just how they did it, like whole concept, the dunes, the sand, like the different levels, and being able to get like into rooms that are like on higher levels, like because they kind of stopped that whole thing. Like it wasn't like existing really. Like you had to go a certain way to get to this level, or there's four doors. But now here, like you have broken walls that are gone. You can just climb up in there, and it eliminates campers in a sense, like because they're not, they don't have those back walls. They always have to be looking, around for somebody. Like it's more trouble for me because I like to snipe. So I'm like chilling out in my little room, but now I'm going to have to be like looking around every 2 seconds as someone's climbing up into my balcony.
I think the problem lies in you trying to snipe when Black Ops 2 was clearly designed for the Russia crowd. Like, you're gonna have a guy with an SMG or shotgun or anything just kind of like 5 seconds behind you. Boom, you're done.
But I'm actually pretty good, which is surprising. Like I don't know, but I like my little SMG though. So, but it just looks fun. It looks like it's like a collaborative map. Like it's suited for like multiple people, and it's really awesome to look at. So I'd probably be distracted by the buildings and not be able to play the first time. So I'm very afraid of that.
And here's an observation I did. I should have probably researched this, but Mirage just kind of gives me the vibe of this Imperial Castle map that was in World of War. It's kind of a throwback to that map.
It is. It so is. I know exactly map you're talking about, and that was my favorite one.
Yeah, World of War is was one of my favorite Call of Duty games in terms of multiplayer, but it's sad that it got hacked to death.
Yes, that made me very angry.
Okay, so let's go into the zombies. Die Rise. What do you think about it?
Well, first thing that just bothers me, I don't know why they did it, is the name, because it's like a play on Deer Rise. Like literally they're almost the same exact thing. And I'm like, why are they doing that? Is there gonna be like this Easter egg or what's going on? Because why, out of all the names they could pick, they pick one that's almost identical to Deer Rise. Like
maybe the zombies team was having some fun when that, because most of the rumors surrounded around that name back when there was only a screenshot. Many people thought that it was an updated version of the Reese, which was available in World of War and Black Ops, and people actually flip out when it wasn't what they expected. But about the concept of verticality on zombies mode, although I think it has been somewhat played in Black Ops with Ascension. I think it was the map.
a little bit. A little bit.
Yeah, but apparently, what they did this time is that since you're in the buildings and it's kind of like plummeted to the floor, and then you had to kind of like go down and I don't know if they made the AI kind of like smart to actually follow you that way, or they just kind of like get stuck on the floor and you just can't progress to the rounds. There's still a lot of things we don't know about that map until
Yeah.
we get our hands on it.
I'm
It
just a
dropped.
little afraid of it. I'm afraid that the verticality is really gonna mess up because how zombies climb faster than I can jump. So I don't like that. I don't like elevator shafts, period, in real life, let alone in a game. So I'm a little freaked out about that. But you also take fall damage, which is like you're gonna get cornered and it looks so closed off, but they said it's big, so I'm kind of confused. I'm like, is there multiple buildings that you run around to? Is it a giant building where there's floors of room to run around? Because like every map so far they've encouraged like just keeping moving, always constant movement, like never to hold out. Like every map is that, so I'm a little worried.
I never took you for the person that was claustrophobic, Crystal. What is wrong with that?
It's not claustrophobic, I just have a fear of elevators. I was little. um yeah, I don't do elevators at all. No elevators. It's like one of my biggest fears. So it being in a game where it's like my games are my sanctuary, now you're putting elevators in my game. I don't like it.
Gabie, we're not in Final Destination. We're not in Final Destination. You will not
Stop.
die.
Stop. I will.
Okay. Moving on. There's a new mode. They actually took a page from Infinity War right here, in which they're adding a new zombie mode. It's called Turn, and it's pretty much playing as the zombie. Like and this is the first. What do you make of it?
I'm interested. I know a lot of people that I know have always wanted to, but I don't know how far like it could go. Like it's a zombie. Like, can you like hit them? Like, how is it gonna play? Like, that's what I'm confused. Like, I don't know how that's gonna work. But I just like how they took what we've been doing since Modern Warfare 2 when we played our own zombies, having everyone have a knife class and then switching teams when you die. They took that, us making our own private matches, and actually like made it like real life, which makes me excited. That's why I was excited about that.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be mostly based on the flooding thing, because zombies attack in numbers, and you actually they kind of had to take advantage of that, while the human player rather, is busy trying to take out another zombie, and then you as the zombie player, you try to kill that person, and then if I understood it right, and you can correct me here if I'm wrong, you can play when you kill the player as a zombie, you turn into that human player. You get points for doing that. But if you get killed as while you being a human player by a zombie, you get back to being a zombie, and it'll all operate on a time limit. So that's basically it for Turn, and also a first for for the Call of Duty. We have a new weapon, the Peacekeeper. What do you think about it?
When I heard about this, okay, I use SMGs. Like, I'm an SMG or sniper, like either or. And then I heard that they were like SMG, but we're gonna make it like an assault rifle. I'm like, okay, now you got my attention. Like, now I'm kind of excited that I got the season pass. Like, at first I was like, yay, I got a map, yay, zombies. Now I'm like, gun, okay, like this we can work with. I don't. I feel like I've heard this name before, and I don't know why. It feels like so familiar. Like, I don't know if it's a legitimate name of a gun or
It probably is, or just a gun based on the design of something that is current, modernized. Like, for example, the PW57 is not an actual gun, although there have been prototypes in which the feeding mechanism and the reload animation was kind of like the PW57, but it's just a modernized version of the P90, and the Type 25 is just a modernized version of the Type 95. I think that with the weapons, they can take serious artistic liberty in just designing cool shit. But what I'm worried about is, and trust me, I'm not worried about getting this gold diamond or anything. I'm just worried about the weapon balance of the game. Like,
yeah.
when on the development stage, when you choose the weapons, so kind of like, okay, so it'll have this many SMGs, this many assault rifles. So this will have this profile, and then you add a new weapon to the mix. So kind of like how it's all gonna work out. And then you'll see people complaining on the forums and on Twitter and on Facebook and on the Call of Duty
Always.
forums, kind of like, oh my god, the Peacekeeper is so OP. Kind of like, that's
You do
the
that voice too well. You do that voice too well.
yeah, it kind of feels like I'm among complainers all too much, and I fail at being the voice of reason. Okay, so so as far as we know, this will drop on January 29th on Xbox Live. We Treyarch or Activision hasn't announced that when it will drop on PS3. I do remember reading something about Nuketown Zombies for PS3. It will be on the 19th of January. But if anything, this means that they renewed the deal, that Microsoft renewed the deal, the Time DLC deal with Activision. Also, there's another thing that we need to get straight is that the season pass holders will get the DLC at the same time everybody can buy it. This is no kind of like this is not gonna be like the Elite of last year where people who got Elite Premium got a set of maps each
Yeah.
month and then it rounded up in a content collection. No, like season pass holders and everybody who just wants to buy it can buy it on the same date that it releases. So that's pretty much it for the DLC news. What else we got?
Well, we've got that everyone knows that Black Ops 2 brought in like ridiculous amounts of money in its like first days, but it seems like that might be all of its like first day hype, you know? That's what I'm getting the feel of it. It's like they've taken about $1 billion in 15 days, and I'm just like, dear God, help me, please. That's just too much money.
Well, considering that each copy retails at $60, guys, you can do the math about how many copies that means. Also, I got here that is that it made is this record one day less than Modern Warfare 3. So we can pretty much say that Call of Duty is still it's still big, but there's something else that is kind of concerning. I'm gonna let you say it, Crystal.
Well, there's been this financial analysis, and it says that Scar's COD sales are trending like to be about 15% less than Modern Warfare 3. So it's kind of going downhill from now. It feels that way.
Well, we're no financial analysts. I know
Yeah.
that I took business administration in school, and when we got to finances, I just was, this is not for me.
Done. Just done.
But the thing I am interested in discussing here is whether Call of Duty has gotten to the point where it just can't grow up. It just reached kind of like that point of it stays on the middle and then the only way it can go is down.
I feel like everyone has been saying that since the first Black Ops. And they've still seemed to improve somehow, you know? I don't know how much they can do because you can only do so much unless they start, going back like to different time periods because you can only go in the future to some extent. Like it's not going to be a Modern Warfare 4 and it's like like I don't get how they'll do that. They can't keep going on the same basis that they are.
Well, they can go way too much into the future because
And then it turns into Halo on crack.
exactly, because if they go any more than the future than they already have, it would be sci-fi, and then it would put it in Halo's camp, and that's pretty much not what Call of Duty is. I've been discussing this with a few friends, at least where Call of Duty should go next in order to stay fresh, and at least a few friends agree with me that the Cold War would be an excellent time period because there's just so much potential in that storyline. And while Treyarch already got their feet wet with Black Ops, there's just so much potential in there. The whole classified things, it really gives the development studio an artistic vision that is just unrivaled. Like you can come up with these kind of like spying original stories, may fall a little bit into Metal Gear land, but but I really want to see Call of Duty kind of do that, either that or go back to World War One because
Please.
World War Two, all of the main campaigns of that war have already been touched between Call of Duty's 1 to 3 and World of War. So what else is there to have?
I think what might be cool too, though, was if they wanted to go back to like the original stuff, but take like a different perspective. Like why do we always gotta be Americans? Like for real, why can't we still
America
for America? No, like we get some campaigns, in Modern Warfare where you get to play one mission or like 5 minutes of the bad guy where you shoot up a giant airport. Like yeah, that's cool and all, but what if the whole game was that side? Like that could still be potential. Play Modern Warfare 2 as the other side of the other task force. Like I think that'd be really cool.
Well, I do have a viewpoint about that, but I don't know if I want to discuss it in the podcast. Okay, so moving on, what do we got next?
Here we've got the probation system and its problems. They've gotten to a point where I'm just frustrated myself. There's the constant host migrations, like make players who didn't quit the matches get probation, which is just stupid, and it frustrates me because it's happened to me. I don't get it because I don't do anything. I get so mad.
Am I the only one that didn't got probation or not even an alert of getting probation? So
I think so. I think you were the only one. I think you're lying.
No, I'm not tripping out, everybody. Like I never ever received a notification that I was gonna be on probation. Well, then again, by the time in which Black Ops 2 released, I was very busy with school, so that could be a reason. Even at this day, I'm only second prestige, where there are already people that are prestige master, and kind of like, what?
Don't even talk about prestige. I don't even have time enough to play the game that I haven't even prestige yet because I have like 17 other games I have to play. Far Cry, I don't have time for it right now, and it makes me upset.
Okay, so up next, I got a theory, and I'd like to discuss this. There was a hot fix, the kind of thing in which you don't have to download a patch, just a playlist number from the Treyarch servers, and Treyarch at least admitted to this, and they said they were gonna fix this, but after that hotfix went, I haven't read anything about any other players getting probation time, which leads me to believe that the probation system was taken offline. I don't know if they're gonna bring it back or they're just fixing it to bring it back online later. And I think that it was good in paper, but in actual execution, it wasn't as good. And maybe it was right of Treyarch to do that. So let's discuss that for a bit.
I think they needed to take it off to fix it, but I don't know if they're going to put it back on. And my thing is maybe the fear of it being there is enough to deter the hackers and the rage quitters, the dashboarders, just having it there in their minds, making them think it's there but keeping it off because fixing the problem is too difficult. That's one of my little theories that could be possible.
Well, to be honest, giving people who quit games and putting people in host migration or just dashboarding, I originally thought this was only for league play, but apparently it was for the other core hardcore playlists as well. And I think what they gave was 2 minutes of probation, or no, 1 minute of probation, which is you can't find a match within that time. I think that it wasn't enough of a deterrent to actually make people from rage quitting.
If people are that pissed off, they're gonna rage quit no matter what. I mean, I do it. It's whatever. I get so mad that whole 2 minutes was me yelling at myself, so it doesn't really matter to me.
That'll make for some interesting videos on your YouTube channel.
Oh gosh, you don't understand. Once I get a capture card, it's beyond ready.
Well, you can also make up with the video camera that you have.
Yeah, I can try.
I did watch the whole Pikachu thing in which
gosh.
Yeah, I did watch that.
Oh gosh, this is so leaked, that video. That video is so fun. That was so fun.
You made it sound so exact. I'm kind of like, oh my god, this is endearing. Oh my god, I just wanna.
You want a podcast Pikachu? I'll do it just for you.
You can do. Well, we,
Don't laugh. Don't kill yourself. It's okay. It's okay.
no, not at that point yet.
We're not there yet. Maybe later.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So for the last topic of the news call, what do we got?
We're gonna touch a little bit just on the theater mode and it being actually offline because of a weird little hack that I didn't even know existed till it was done with. Yeah, it's pretty much a 10th prestige hack, so go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, I'm way too into this community, so that's kind of like why I get this kind of news. But I felt it was worth discussing. Theater mode was actually offline for most of the part of November. I'd say middle of November, maybe after Thanksgiving Day, although until all the way to kind of like mid-December, and Treyarch took the theater mode offline because it was discovered that players could watch a modded clip on theater mode, and once you watch that clip, it'll actually bump you up to Prestige Master, and Treyarch can hack that. So they took that offline while they fixed the problem. And while I don't want to discuss the patch that addressed, I do want to discuss ever since the introduction of theater mode in Black Ops, how much influence the mode itself got. And I really saw, and I saw a lot of people upset that theater mode was actually down. And I sit here thinking, like, why? Just, I don't understand. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, not all of us are fortunate enough to have HPVRs to record. Sorry. We have to rely on what they give us. I mean, you can only go so far with taking a little camera and setting it up on your TV and hoping the glare doesn't look bad, all right? Gosh.
I thought that was the whole, what was the whole YouTube generation was made of. that and cat videos. What the heck?
True. But a lot of it depends. Like, it was nice to have it when it was first there, but now I think it's just kind of just sitting around. Like, I guess we're so used to it, we don't care. But then people who do rely on it, who make, their YouTube livings off of it, it's a big deal to them. I know a few people who do use theater mode for their clips and they just submit them. Like, to be on Machinima, they ask you to send in your theater clips and people are getting, like, it's just quick and easy, like. And I think it frustrates people when that accessibility is gone and they actually have to plug in stuff or go out and buy things, because not everyone has HPVRs.
I don't have an HD PVR. Stop looking at me like that. Nor I'm interested in getting on the YouTubes. This podcast will suffice. Anywho, I got we're debuting a new segment on the podcast. I'm calling it Interview Call. This time around, we got Ryan Banks. His prestigious key on YouTube. So let's go over with that.
Interview Call featuring Prestigious Key.
Hey guys, welcome back to the FYCoDcast, and we're in the interview call, which we interview people from the Call of Duty community, whether it be commentators, developers, and other such important people in the Call of Duty community. Right now, I got the honor of having on the show the one man who truly believes that prestiging is key. Ryan Banks, ladies and gentlemen, how you doing?
I'm doing good today. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. So the first thing that I want to get the ball rolling is, what was the origin of your name?
The origin of my name? It's actually quite funny.
Mm-hmm.
It took me a while to get to what name I wanted to choose, but I've been a Call of Duty fan for a very long time, and I actually had the original gamer tag of Stopping Power, because back then in Call of Duty 4 and World at War, that was a perk. And then I noticed, I've been prestiging pretty good in all these games, and I wanted a unique name that was kind of not, unique to something that's not like you usually see the gamer tags like XX Sniper and all these numbers. And I wanted to stay away from all that. I wanted to get something that was sort of unique. So when people see it, it's like, oh, wow, that's a pretty nice gamer tag. So I wanted to have prestige in it somewhere. And I mean, Xbox was still early enough to where I could get something that was totally mine. And I decided to go with Prestigious Key because I kind of vowed from then on there to prestige to the fullest in every single Call of Duty game. So I know these games inside and out.
From what I got, you started YouTube in 2010, or at least the prestigious Key channel starting in 2010. Like, am I correct or?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay. And what in one of your videos you told your subscribers that you actually had a previous YouTube channel that got shut down or something. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I actually had a previous YouTube channel. It was around, I mean, like, channels like Smosh and, the huge channels. They were not so huge when I made this account. And pretty much what we did was voice dubs. Like, we took a cartoon like Dora the Explorer, or we took other things that are like Robot Chicken, for example, sort of like what they did, and we would put our own voices over it. And that channel actually exploded. It had over 20,000 subscribers. It was called Dora Meets Her Crack Dealer. That was the name of the title of the video. And that video had over 1.5 million views. I had at the time when YouTube was developing, you would get ribbons for how good you did, regardless of where you were. And for the USA, where we had our channel located, we had ribbons for all-time viewed and most subscribed channel, and it was really cool. And then all of a sudden, I uploaded a video that was, I wasn't thinking, at the time I didn't know about, copyright and all that. And I uploaded a UFC fight, and I got my channel shut down from Zuffa LLC. That was the owners of UFC. They shut my channel down.
The next part that it was gameplay videos. From what I have here is that you actually started developing montages, and back in the World of War days, there was like 2 videos right in the beginning. So the question here would be, what made you to start uploading gameplay bits, montages, and the like?
That was kind of when I was first getting into uploading gameplay videos, and really what got me into uploading those rather than my voice dubs that we usually did was a YouTube channel by the name of Only Use Me Blade. He pretty much knifes only. You're probably familiar with it.
Yeah, I am.
And I mean, it was just unique. It was unique at the time, I guess you could say. Someone running around with a knife only. I was like, man, he makes the game look like fun. So that's what I got into. I didn't expect to do montages and whatever because they were mostly done, and at the time when I was recording, I didn't expect to get clips like that. So they weren't even really that good, and it was recorded with a Dazzle. The quality was terrible, but it was me kind of breaking that threshold into the gaming world.
Okay, so so let's talk about a little bit about that machinima. The one I watched was the Terminal, which I suppose you gathered up a group of your friends and then kind of like had this idea of just going crazy on Terminal and then.
It was I really don't know what kind of spun that one off, to be honest. It was just me and a buddy, and we do a whole bunch of different voices, like. It like a machinima. I got into doing machinimas because there used to be a show on G4 TV called Machinima, and they would do similar things like that, like funny little videos, like sort of like Red versus Blue with Halo. And we wanted to do something that was sort of similar with Call of Duty, but it never really kicked off. We did like 2 episodes, I think, and that was it.
Okay, so in the next phase of the Prestigious Key channel, the gameplay commentaries, which you still do today, and the first one, Tango Sucka.
Tango Sucka. Yeah, that was, oh god. You did a lot of research for this, didn't you?
I do my research.
Tango Sucka was me kind of starting my whole thing into this commentating phase. I wanted to upload commentaries that people can enjoy, that people can relate to, maybe give some helpful tips on what weapons I'm using and how to use them more properly. But in the beginning, it was me just pretty much like scared, like I didn't know what to say because it was weird,
Yeah, everybody goes through that phase. Even myself when I started making the podcast. But yeah, go on.
Tango Sucka was, in my eyes, a mistake. That was, and the only reason I named it Tango Sucka is because the guy would always say Tango Sucka in MW2.
Yeah. Fun times.
But I actually had to remove a few episodes of Tango Sucka because after going back and looking at what and listening to what I said was just like, wow, why did I say that? I mean, like literally, I had said some things that was kind of questionable, so I had to remove a few episodes.
Moving on. When you were approached by Machinima to become a partner?
It was actually 2 years ago. Well, about a year and a half ago. I don't remember which Christmas it was. Maybe last Christmas. It was 2 Christmases ago. And I actually applied to become a Yoush partner. And the whole process went through clean. I was kind of like weary about joining Yoush. I don't know. I don't have anything against anyone there. It's just I didn't feel comfortable with Yoush because I always wanted to become a Machinima partner. Literally like a day or 2 days after I said no to the Yoush partnership, Machinima approached me asking if I would like to join their crew, and I was ecstatic. I was, through the roof because it's where I wanted to be. And after that, it's just the fate was sealed from there.
Okay, so about the ongoing series, we already talked about Tango Sucker, but further down the road, you made internal game modes. There's the Road to Prestige, the Road to Gold, and there's another one which I didn't jot down. But let's go with the oldest one. We already talked about Tango Sucker. Let's go about internal game modes.
Internal Game Modes was a series that I was going to start, which was going to be across every single game that I play. I believe I did an episode on Gears of War 3 beta where I did not have a capture card at the time, and I was actually doing some work for the military, and I was out of state, and I had bought an Xbox just to play the beta, and ended up doing an episode of Tango Sucka on the road. Or not Tango Sucka, Internal Game Modes, I'm sorry. Really, that series was just meant to be for fun, and it was going to be like live commentaries or, I mean, just actual commentaries after I had got the gameplay. But that kind of fell through because I don't know why that fell through. Because it didn't feel right to me. It didn't sit right to me, I guess.
Okay, so so more to the modern ones. The Road to Prestige and Road to Gold. It's not like I want to focus a bit on Road to Prestige because it kind of seems lost to me the whole purpose of the series. Can you elaborate a bit about that?
Okay, the Road to Prestige is an idea that I came upon when Modern Warfare 3 released. I wanted to do it during Modern Warfare 2, but I didn't have the tools to do it then. What I pretty much developed this series around trying to navigate away from the fact that people were cluttering sub boxes. When you upload a video, it goes to YouTube, it pushes out to all your subscribers, and that goes to the sub boxes. And usually, generally, people do commentaries or they'll upload a series like Road to Commanders, which they'll upload literally almost every single gameplay until they reach level 50, 55, 80, whatever the level cap is. Mm-hmm. I wanted to break that chain. I wanted to create a series that was not only entertaining for the viewer, but it also wasn't going to stress me out by having to upload a bunch of videos. I mean, and kind of annoy subscribers. So what I did was I did one commentary per prestige. So for example, Modern Warfare 3, there was 20 commentaries because there's 20 prestiges. Mm-hmm. So I would get somewhere close to the end of the prestige, and I would get, I mean, I don't get 100 kill gameplays. I get average gameplays, and I just commentate over them because I enjoy doing it. Mm-hmm. So I'd get somewhat a good gameplay, and then I would kind of I would do a commentary over it, kind of give how I feel about the game now from the game when I played it before, weapons that I've been using, and then I'd also ask the viewers if they want me to use a certain weapon for the next episode. I would talk about which gun feels right for me, some of the changes that have happened, DLC coming out. Pretty much it'd be an update within an update.
Yeah, now it kind of makes sense. Okay, so Megan, so the next series, Road to Gold. The purpose behind that one seeing a little bit clearer to me than the Road to Prestige, and it's kind of meant to be a helpful video on how to get certain gum that you're using at that time to gold. Any other thing, beside that.
Right. The Road to Gold. I mean, it was actually a series that I started on Modern Warfare 3 again, and I had to actually ask permission from another commentator that had a series going that was similar.
Okay.
To be honest, I didn't like the way that commentator was doing it
Mm-hmm.
because he was kind of uploading a video up until he got the weapon gold. I wanted to kind of just cut across, get a gameplay with it golden, and explain, okay, here, I got a gold. I know what I'm doing. I'll tell you the easiest game mode to play to get the weapon gold. I'll tell you the easiest attachments to use, what perks to use in the setup, and things like that. And it helped people out, and I didn't expect it to grow like it did. So throughout the series, I actually got every single weapon in MW3 Gold. That series actually turned into a TV show on YouTube
Oh, nice.
with its own graphics and everything, and it had its own rating system, and that was actually really really popular, and that's kind of when my subscribers started to come in, was during the Road to Gold on MW3.
Moving on, there's something interesting that I found. Like, at first, I did knew that you went to Treyarch to try out Black Ops 2, but when I went further back, it seems that you went to Infinity Ward to see Modern Warfare 3. So tell me a bit about that visit to the Infinity Ward offices are in Encino, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, they're in Encino, California.
Okay, so and you actually went to Los Angeles, was it?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of weird how everything had happened, to be
Tell,
honest.
tell us about it.
Okay, so what happened was I had just started a Twitter account after World at War release, so I can follow the ex-community manager Josh Olin, because he would update us on Twitter when DLCs were coming out. Basically, just talk to the dude, and he was all right. He's a chill dude. Then I started following this guy named Robert Bowling, ex-community manager at Infinity Ward, and
I think he needs no introduction.
I was like, who's this guy? You know, I didn't know who he was at first. So when Modern Warfare 2 came out, I would pretty much just give him my, how I feel about the game, things that could be changed. I pretty much just tweet at him like a regular person. I only had, at the time, I think like 30 followers, and he started following me, and I felt like, holy crap, this is awesome. So we would DM back and forth, just regular conversations, and I'm just like, I can't believe this dude is talking to me. So after about a year of that or whatever, Black Ops came out, and I was pretty heavy on following all the information for Black Ops coming out. Then that was when I really started getting into it. And then when Modern Warfare 3 started to come out, I was on the road, and I had received an email or a DM from Robert Bowling, asked me what my email was. He said that he wanted me to become a bigger part of this community, and he wanted my personal email address for maybe a future thing. And I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't think anything of it. Then all of a sudden, he sends me an email asking me to come out to LA, come out to Infinity Ward, and check out MW3. And I'm like sitting here like,
What?
I had never flown on a plane in my life before then. And I'm like sitting here so nervous, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, I was so happy.
Okay, moving on. You're busy to Treyarch to see Black Ops 2. Tell us a little bit about that.
I didn't expect it because before I went there, they had the GameStop Expo in Texas, and Black Ops 2 was actually there to play multiplayer, and I was so jealous. I was supposed to go to that, and I never expected to go out to LA again or go out to Treyarch again and play Black Ops 2. But when I got the invite, it was like every time I go there, it feels surreal. Like, it feels like everything's fake until I come home, and it's like, I want to go back there. But like, gaming is like seriously my passion, and to play these games so much, like I've literally put thousands and thousands of hours into these games, and I mean, just playing them, I could only imagine how much time it takes to actually create them. It just feels good to be able to kind of be seen for what I do, I guess you could say, like playing wise. I mean, not to sound like a no life or anything, but I play the games a lot.
Yeah, I can understand. And were you only shown multiplayer, or you actually got a chance at the single player as well?
When we were there, we got to play the multiplayer. We didn't get to see the single player. It was more of a multiplayer reveal. That's why.
But the thing that kind of that the thing that seemed weird to me at the beginning is that for the commentators themselves, they were allowed to take videos of what they play with, like was there a change of heart in the PR department or something?
Actually, when we got there, there was two stations set up, and each of them have direct feed that we were able to record off of, including myself. I recorded a few things. There was rules. Like, out of a 10-minute gameplay that we got, we were only allowed to use, I believe it was a minute 30 seconds. So it was kind of tough to figure out which parts you wanted to use, and then you also had to keep in mind, like, okay, there's going to be only 6 or 7 other people uploading this. I better make sure mine's good, so people want to watch.
Okay, and to wrap this up, I was wondering if there's because I did saw the video in which you tell people why you do YouTube videos, and I was wondering if there was more of a philosophical reason besides that you enjoy uploading videos.
Really, to me, doing the videos is more of a comfort thing. When I was young, my father went to prison. He's still in prison now. And it's kind of funny because he went to prison for robbing banks, and my last name is Banks. So it's kind of like a grim joke. But to me, it's more of like a comforting thing. I really enjoy doing it. And, people just realize that it's more than what others make it out to seem. It's more of a, if you enjoy doing something, then do it. Don't let anyone try to stop you. You will go far.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a story on that, like a true story on that. So from where I was in 2008 to where I am now is like just incredible. I mean, words cannot describe how thankful I am for everything that has happened and all the people that have helped me get to where I am today. And there's no way I could ever repay anybody for helping me, and, except for saying thanks. It's just, it's crazy what can happen if you really put your mind to it.
We're gonna wrap this up. If you wanna watch Ryan's videos here, you can go to
Prestigious Key, www.youtube.com/Prestigious Key. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Banks. Get back to you guys. Thank you, Ryan. We talked for about an hour, but in the interest of time, I couldn't put the whole interview. Probably so I'll make an extended cut later and make it available, because some of the stuff that we talk about is really interesting. So look forward for that, guys. We have to say adieu until next month. I hope you enjoyed the podcast, and I hope you learned something useful from it. We'll be back in February with more Call of Duty news here on the FYCoDcast, part of the Get a Life group. Bye-bye, everybody.
Ciao.